Chapter 11 is entitled Beast. I'm on page 69. Make sure your book's open and that you're following along, please. That's important to me. Beast, several months had stripped the trees of all their color, and winter was descending. The school bus stopped at the gates of the McLeod estate. The door swung open while a dozen faces pushed up against the window, staring, waiting, expectant. Inside, the bus driver turned around to face Heidi sitting 3 rows back. The girl looked terrified. The bus driver raised an eyebrow. Out? Heidi took her backpack and held it to her chest like a shield. She stepped hesitantly down the steps and onto the dirt driveway, looking around nervously. She looked up at the kids staring down at her from the windows, waiting for something to happen. Heidi moved toward the house slowly, trying not to make any sound on the gravel with her shoes. She watched the afternoon shadows of the shrubbery and the gate for any sign of movement. The kids' eyes in the bus did the same. The driver quickly shut the door, but didn't drive off. She too stared out with wide eyes, watching, waiting, looking. Heidi glanced up at the looming topiary bushes carved into the shape of huge dogs and shuddered, but not from the growing chill of the late autumn. No, it was from fear of the thing that was surely there, surely near. The beast. It waited for, somewhere close. It watched. Heidi knew, as did the others, that it would soon attack, and without mercy. Heidi spun. A figure leaped toward her neck from the nose of the huge dog bush overhead. The kids in the bus screamed, "Run!" She did. The beast hit the ground behind her as she could hear its foul, murderous breath exhales. Heidi slipped on the gravel, landing painfully on one knee. Her backpack slipping off, she left it behind and made for the safety of the house 100 yards up the hill. The beast followed, snapping at her heels, teeth flashing, voice screaming in a primordial howl. The kids screamed again and pounded on the bus windows. She wasn't going to make it. As usual, the beast leaped, its claws digging into her argyle sweater. Heidi dropped from the impact, hitting the grassy berm beside the driveway. Rolling onto her back, she fought off the snapping jaws while the horrified audience in the bus continued to scream, "Ah!" The beast's terrible mouth reached Heidi's neck, and she surrendered to the inevitable, lying back against the ground while his tongue did what it always did at 3:40 p.m. every school day, and lathered the lower part of her nose with dog saliva. The kids in the bus shifted from screaming to cheering. Michael Green turned to Shayla Morphy with a look of triumph. "She made it to the 3rd sprinkler head. She's getting better." The bus drove away, the voices of the kids failing. Heidi lay on her back in the cold grass. Sam sprawled across her chest, front feet on either side of her neck, licking her above the top lip. "Sam the lion. Missed me?" asked Heidi. "Did," said Sam. So was there really a beast attacking Heidi? No, it's the little wiener dog. So they're all watching. She takes off running, and the wiener dog's like yapping and yapping and yapping. Jumps on her. She rolls over. He's licking her face. Aw, I like how they paint it out like it's supposed to be this real, like, scary moment, and it's just a dog attacking her. Reminds me of Calvin and Hobbes, if you've ever read Calvin and Hobbes. Every time Calvin gets home, Hobbes, the cat, his buddy, the cat, attacks him, like, all the time, and it's hilarious. It's like a running joke in that comic strip. So anyway, check it out. You wonder how my day was? Well, Esther Newberg asked to borrow my gym locker because she'd forgotten her combination, and then she stole my gym underwear, wrote my name all over it in big letters, and then pulled it over a helium balloon and sent it up over the school assembly while we sang the national anthem. I'm so sorry. This is why I like dogs, Heidi said. Exactly. We don't fly panties. How was your day? She asked Sam. Busy. Slept. Ate a potato bug. You didn't rip up any more of baby Bruno's clothes? I told you, sighed Sam. That wasn't me. You didn't puncture his baby bottle with your teeth or leave gnawing marks on his crib yesterday? Nor did I eat the gardener. Uncle doesn't know what to think. Miss Violet thinks it's Cassius. Miss Beaglehole told Uncle that it must have been you. She wanted to check your gums for splinters. Anyone check Miss Beaglehole's gums? Asked Sam. Heidi studied Sam's eyes, not his teeth. She laid her head back down and stared up at the gathering clouds. A snowflake landed on her nose. You just wouldn't do those things. I know it. You wouldn't hurt anybody. I feel bad enough about that potato bug. Heidi stroked Sam's head, kissed him on the forehead, and gently pushed his head down so his long nose lay under her ear, where she could feel his breath on her neck, warm, moist, safe. She laid both her hands across his back as if someone was about to pluck her from her grasp. She felt his chest rise and fall with his breathing, now snoring. She couldn't help but match her breaths with his. They breathed as one and slept. From the second-story window of Mrs. Beaglehole's room, Cassius sat staring down at Heidi below as Sam sprawled across her neck. One thought circulated through his beautiful head. That should be me. Cassius looked up into the sky while the winter's first good whopper of a storm began to move in. The darkness descended across the rolling hills. A gathering gale pushed frozen rain bouncing off window panes, sounding like needles falling on glass. The poodle's black eyes became even blacker. It's time, he thought. What was your question, sir?
You know how in the book Alabama, speaking of dogs breathing on you, I sleep with a red-bone coonhound every night, and last night I couldn't sleep because he kept breathing on me.
Nice. So good connection. We call those a text-to-self connection. When you have a dog like that you're hearing about in the story and you snuggled with them and you can feel them breathing their hot, stinky breath on you. Similar to a text-to-text connection where in Alabama Moon, there's a wiener dog that buries himself under the covers in Alabama Moon, along with the two big dogs that are always sleeping on top of Hal, all getting in his way and stuff. Presley, go ahead. Great connection.
We have two rat terriers, two rat terrier puppies, and one of our rat terrier are about to have puppies. And every night I can't let my boy dog in there because his breath stinks. She'll go outside and find something that smells good, and she'll spray it on her. I do not know how she sprays it. She's just like
weird because dogs don't have opposable thumbs. Anyway.